To myself. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another poker vlog. I'm here at Derby Club Poker in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'll be playing with my brother. I'm excited to get in there, have a good time, have a good 1-2 session, and I think one of my vloggers that I watch, he has swim at the table, but I'm not going to take the camera in there. I don't want to scare anyone. I'll probably leave my tripod in here also, and I'll just ask them. And if they say, yeah, you can, this place is like 20 minutes from where I'm at. So I'll be here hopefully a few times. And I'll definitely be going through the hand history. Wish me luck. And please drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let's go run good. Hi guys, welcome back for another vlog. Here's just some quick footage. I'm down here in St. Petersburg with my mom, stepdad, two of my brothers, my fiance, and then one of my brother's girlfriends. And very excited to be down here in St. Petersburg because there's a lot of card houses near. And if you can hear in the background, there's a lot of traffic near where I am staying. But happy to be back to give out another video. It's been a while, so very happy to be back. And yes, so this session is taking place at the Derby Club Poker, or it's called Wynn Derby Club Poker. It's like a horse racing, or I guess a dog racing thing, and it was a lot of fun going. What is up, guys? So I am filming in the car right now because my fiance, she is at a bookstore, and this was the most quiet place I could get because I'm vacationing with my family, my mom and two of my brothers. But I want to go through the hand history yesterday, and it was an awesome session. So yeah, I'll put up the board, the pot, and all that kind of stuff as we go. So yeah, first hand we have pocket nines. So we sat down at the table. We were six-handed, opened a new table, and I looked down at pocket nines. At this point, I believe I'm under the gun. No, sorry, not under the gun. I am actually I am under the gun, my bad. So I'm under the gun, which means I'm to the left of the big blind. I raise it up to 15, and I get two calls. So there is a pot of about, including the blinds, $48 in the middle. And the flop comes 4, 6, 2, rainbow. I raise to 20 and I win. So nothing too crazy. Just showing the table that if I got it, I got it. And then I showed my pocket nines to the table. It's pretty awesome. All right, guys. So the next hand that we're going to go over was a bomb pot. I have 7-5 offsuit, 7 of spades, 5 of clubs. And these bomb pots, anything can happen. They run two boards here at this location. The first board was 9-6 queen, rainbow. And then the second board was 7 king 7 2 clubs. So I have trips on the bottom. Feel pretty good, but in bomb pots, anything, you know, you could be playing against anything. You know, you don't have, you know, every board locked up. It all changes. So, anyways, the action is I raise to 15 on the flop, and I get one call. In a bomb pot, everyone's in there for $5. So, there's not bad money. There's about 30 in the middle until I raise 15. So, now we're about 60 to a turn. The turns are the 10 of hearts up top and the 5 of spades on the bottom, giving me a full house. And I feel pretty good when I have this 5. I feel like I have the bottom board locked up, so I'm going to get him off a chop because anything beats me up top. So that being said, I raise to 20 and he folds and I win a pretty good pot. So the next hand we're going to be going is I have pocket jacks, the jack of spades and the jack of diamonds. I raise to 15 and get two calls. The flop is jack of clubs, 3 of hearts, 5 of diamonds. So I flop top set. Other than the 3-5 on a very unconnected board. So I'm going to check because I'm trying to make it look like I have not an overpair, but 2 over cards. So I check, and the action checks through, or sorry, it checks to the last player who bets 15. I don't want to re-raise. I don't want to raise here because If I raise, it looks extremely strong, and I want them to be with any middling pocket pairs. But so I end up putting in the call, and the other player folds. So we're going heads up, and the turn is the 7 of spades. I bet 20, and I get another call. So at this point, I'm thinking he probably either has a pocket pair between 9, 10, and potentially queen, king, or ace. Because when this board's not connected and he keeps betting or calling my bet, it means he's got a made hand. But I don't think he's in there with like ace 7 or like anything like a 3 or a 5. But anyways, I bet 20, he called. So the river comes the ace of spades. No flush draw, so remember that. There's only 2 spades, and it came out on the turn and river. I raised to 25, and he calls. Okay? And I win. He had pocket queens, and my set of jacks will win that hand. My next hand is king, jack of diamonds. So typically, guys, when I play with hands like this, like king jack's not a great hand. Suited, it's slightly better, but like with hands like that, I prefer to limp call. And the reason for that is because ace king beats me, ace jacks beats me. A lot of these hands that are actual premiums, ace queen's got an edge over me. So I don't really feel comfortable with raising king jack, because let's say I raise it to 15 and then get raised to 45. It's hard to call that. However, for pot control, if I limp for $2 and then there's a raise to 10, I feel comfortable with calling and then assessing on the flop. So anyways, so I limp with king jack of diamonds. Everyone limps. The flop comes pretty gin. Comes 9, 8, 5, 2 diamonds. The 9 and 8 are diamonds. So pretty awesome. I think I can bet or check here. However, for this specific hand, I wanted to check call, because I want to get a big pot when you're drawing to the second nuts, being the king high flush. So I check, action checks through. The turn is the 7 of spades. So at this point, I'm pretty happy. I've got 2 overs. Any 10 gives me a straight, a jack high straight. I still have a flush draw. So player bets 10, and for $10, I'm gonna call. So the entire pot in this, at this point, is, I believe, about 20, or sorry, it's 10 plus another 10, so 30 in total, because I also put in 10. So the pot's $30. River is the 2 of diamonds. He bets 10. Of course, I make my flush. So I raise to 25. So guys, if you make your hands, you don't have to bomb it. Just raise it enough to make it look kind of bluffy. So I raise to 25. He goes all in for 50. So I don't think he has the ace of diamonds at this point. I feel like he would have gone bigger. But if he has it, he has it. So he goes all in for 50, and I call, and my hand is good. He ended up showing jack 7 offsuit, which essentially was a pair of 7s. He thought I was full of it. So we win that hand. Nice, pretty sized, pretty decent pot for about $130. Very happy. All right, guys. So like I said, this session was just crazy. I was very happy with how I played it. But the next hand of note is ace 3 of hearts. So I like having suited aces because you can get some really good flush over flushes, especially if you have a low card with your ace, because that is giving more combinations of, let's say, king queen of hearts, queen jack of hearts, jack 10 of hearts. So it gives them more combinations they can play. But however, if you have the ace in your hand, then of course you have the better flush. So I have ace 3 of hearts, and at this point everyone limps in. It may have been a straddle-on. I forget, I did not write that down, but just assume that the pot is about $12 to $14. I'm gonna put 14 because we were a 7-handed. So the pot's $14. The flop comes pretty awesome for my specific hand. Ace, deuce, 9, rainbow with 1 heart. So the 2 of hearts is out there. So at this point, I could go runner for a straight flush. I do have top pair with the nut flush draw, or for the backdoor flush draw. So a player bets for 15. I feel like I have a lot of equity on this board. I have top pair, no kicker, but I do have backdoor flush and straight possibilities. So I've got a monster, honestly. So I call for 15, and then another player does. So that brings $45 plus that 14. So we're at about $59 in the middle. Turn is the 8 of hearts. Okay. At this point, if I'm at an aggressive table, theoretically I could tee off. I would hate to get check raised here. So I check, and action's going to check all the way through, and the river is a beautiful one. The King of Hearts. So when the King of Hearts goes in, of course, I make the nut flush. Action checks to me, and I raise to 25 because I want it to look bluffy. Typically, people aren't going to stay when they go runner for a flush. So I was hoping that it looked really, really bluffy. And they both fold. So I guess they did not have an ace. Most likely I was going against a hand like 9-10 or 9-jack or 8-9. But I win that hand, and not a bad pot. The next hand we'll be going over is pocket eights. So I'm looking at a pocket eights, and right before this hand, one of the players down to my left actually made a, I don't know if you could call it a joke or if he was kind of making fun of us, but I didn't play super tight. I play smart, so I'm not going to play hands like Jack 8 offsuit or like Queen 7 offsuit. I play legitimate hands, and you can see that by my hands. So he was like, man, you guys down there just talking about whatever, not playing, not gambling. And, I'm like, okay, well, I didn't say anything to him, but I look down at pocket eights and I say, wow, this might look pretty awesome. Especially since he kind of just, not made fun of my image, but he just, labeled me as a tight player. So maybe I'm like, okay, I'll play him. So at pocket eights, player raises to 20, and I call, as does another player. So we're going to a flop with about $63 in the middle because we're at 1-2. So we got $63 in the middle. The flop comes pretty good for my hand. Jack of hearts, 8 of clubs, 6 of diamonds. I flop middle set on a very, honestly, I wouldn't say connected board or wet board. Theoretically, I guess 7-5 could be in there. 9-10 looks pretty solid for open-ended, but I'm not really necessarily counting those hands in there. But I check, action checks through because I've got a pretty strong hand. Turn is the 4 of diamonds, so puts out a flush draw. But at this point, 7-5 would have made it straight, but 7-5 is not there ever, in my opinion. I raised to 20, and one player folds. The player that actually was talking a little bit of smack. He's a very nice gentleman. He was just hopefully kidding around, but I'm pretty sure he was just kidding around. But he folds, and another player in front of me goes all in for 60. So he called my 20 essentially, and then raised me 40 more. So he goes all in, and I snap call. I've got middle set. River's the deuce of clubs, and he turns over pocket 4s. So he turned a set, not as good as mine, and unfortunately he didn't hit any of his outs, which was only a 4, and I win a nice pot, which mathematically speaking, it looks like I win about a pretty decent pot, actually. 60 plus 60 plus 60, $183 pot. Yes, I can do math, but nice win right there. All right, guys, the last hand of note, last hand of the session. I have ace-9 of spades. I straddle, so the straddle is on for 5. Oh, I did not straddle, so straddle's on for 5, and I call. With any suited aces, I like calling. We're gonna go to 4 to the flop. So we have $20 in the middle, and the flop comes amazing. 8 of spades, 10 of spades, 3 of hearts, and I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. If you've noticed, my last 2 flush draws, I ended up checking through, but I'm trying to build a pot because I have the nut flush draw. So I raise to 15 and get 3 calls, so everyone calls. Okay, so not bad. So we have a total of $80 in the middle, turn is the 4 of spades. Best card in the deck, because, well, really any spade was good there. But one of the best cards in the deck, giving me the nut flush draw. And this is where I get a little bit sneaky, guys. So if you notice, I bet my flush draw, check my flush. I'm on the turn, I need to get more value. If I bet this, it's going to look extremely strong. So I'm going to make it look as if I don't like the flush. So I check. Player next to my left, she checks. And then the action player down at the, if I straddled, I want to say he's probably under the gun +1. He ends up betting for 20. Music to my ears. For a second, I think about a check raise. Check raise looks extremely strong, guys. When you check raise, you usually have it. So to anyone that's playing poker, if you get check raised, they've got very, very strong hand. However, typically it's a strong hand that can get downgraded. At this point, if the board pairs, sure, I could lose to a full house. I'm not afraid of that. So I just put in the call because I'm trying to get some additional value on the river. River is the jack of diamonds, which I was hoping for a spade to give anyone a flush. River's the jack of diamonds. I raise to 20. The lady to my direct left, she folds, and that action player puts in the call. And of course, guys, my hand is good. I win a nice little pot there, and that's the session. It was a great time. What is even better is I talked with the floor manager at the poker room, and he said I can film. So today, while my fiance is book shopping right now at this bookstore, I am going to look at the hours of operation and most likely go play some poker and hopefully get some table footage, but I've really enjoyed being down here so far. So we are in the game for 300, out the game for $515. That's a profit of $215, and what can I say? Really happy to be back down in Florida. Anyways, I love you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.